Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all had a great Christmas. We did. It was very quiet. Just exchanging gifts, watching TV all day, sitting. It was great. So I wanted to let you know today we are going to be doing fried chicken wings today. Now this can be also done with chicken tenders as well, which you'll see that video next. And then you can eat this with hot sauce. This is a great recipe for your New Year's coming up. But it's very easy, and I promise you there are some little steps in there, but it is a great recipe to try, and it will be worth it. I promise you all of the wings will be gone by the time you get through. All right, so let's get started. Okay, we're going to put together the wings and the marinade and the buttermilk brine. We have about 14 wings here, and they have been washed in salt. I didn't dry them, but they're fine. So let's put those in the bowl. Okay. Next I have some garlic salt here. And I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons. Now it seems like it's a lot, but what I'm going to do is it's going to penetrate the chicken, and we're not going to use that buttermilk after this, after we get through with it. And I'm going to add the buttermilk. I had to make my own because we couldn't really get any buttermilk for some reason. There's a shortage of it. And so this is regular milk with this is about 2.5 cups. And I've added about 6 teaspoons of lemon juice to it. Okay, I'm going to get those all nicely down in there. And I'm going to toss them a little bit over the time. But you can leave this in the brine up to 24 hours. I would highly not recommend anything over 24 hours because the acid will begin to break down that chicken and it'll make it kind of grainy. So I'm going to do this for about 3 hours right now. And then we'll take it out and then we'll go to the next step. All right, next you're going to need your ingredients to make your flour mixture for your chicken. We're going to use all-purpose flour and rice flour and cornstarch. These are a cup of each, and then there's 1/3 of a cup of the cornstarch. These ingredients are all going to be at the bottom of the page underneath the video. And then we have our seasoning that's going to season our flour. We have poultry seasoning, onion powder, baking powder, cayenne pepper, garlic powder, black pepper. If you can do it freshly ground, it's better. It keeps the oils will be more volatile and you'll like that a little bit better. But if you don't, it's no big deal. And then there's paprika. And those are all going to be dumped into my little bowl, which you've seen many times, my little handy dandy dredging bowl. Okay, next we're going to actually put our ingredients in the bowl. I love this bowl. It's just a cheap Rubbermaid bowl that I get from the grocery store. This is a 3-liter or 12-cup bowl. It's great for either dredging. You can actually shake all your ingredients in it. Put your sauces in it to toss, to coat your wings in. But it's really versatile for that. I'm going to dump all of my flours in. So this is the cornstarch, the all-purpose flour, and the rice flour. And we'll just dump that into the bowl. And next we're going to put in our dry seasonings. And I like this whisk it's a really great whisk to have around the house because it's if you do any kind of flour bechamels or anything like that, you can actually get the flour out of the sides of the pans in the corners. And so it's also great for whisking ingredients together. So I'm just going to whisk all the ingredients together here. And make sure that it's all homogeneous. And then I'm going to add salt to this. And for the salt, I'm going to use kosher salt here. Sometimes I like to grind, if I have the time, I like to grind the salt and actually use a mortar and pestle on it and turn it into an even finer powder. I feel that it disperses better in the flour and it gives an overall nice saltiness throughout the flouring mixture. And now this looks like a lot. It is 1 tablespoon of salt. And we're going to whisk it all together here. And there's our mixture. And next we're going to dredge our chicken and we'll get it in the fryer. Come back. Okay, now we're going to do the dredging part of it. It's kind of a double dip that we're going to be doing here. So we do have the flour here. And now I'm going to take the chicken and go ahead and add it to the flour mixture. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do for the second dredge. This does actually 2 things. The little moistness that's on the chicken right now is going to create like little bitty crispy bits that will go on the second part of the dredge. That'll give us little crunchy bits when we actually fry it. So let me get these in there out of the buttermilk mixture, the buttermilk and garlic mixture. And then we're going to add 1 egg to this mixture because we're going to dip it twice. So add the egg. And then whisk it in. That egg is going to help give it more of a glue texture when we get the flour for the second dredge. Okay. I'm going to put the lid back on the bowl and do a couple of shakes. And I'm going to remove it to a plate, shaking off the excess. And it doesn't look like it's a lot, but it's going to get another coating on it. Just a moment. And if it doesn't all get coated on this one, it's okay because we're definitely going to separate it a bit. And it will definitely get coated on the second one. All right. This is perfect for a party. All right, I'm just going to put this over here. And now I'm going to take the flour, and you'll see all these little wet pieces here. Just take your fingers and kind of rub them through your flour so that it separates all of those little bits, the little chunky bits that have been moistened by the buttermilk. And just kind of fiddle your fingers through there and just kind of rub them separate. Okay, now we're just going to take these bits again. You can shake them off here, and we're going to take a really quick bath on that and put them into our buttermilk egg mixture. Put about 3 at a time into the bowl, and we'll shake them up, and then we'll get them onto the rack. It's a messy job, but somebody's got to do it. All right. And you'll see this on there. Then we're going to let this sit on the rack for 5 minutes just to let all of that flour absorb onto the chicken. Okay, we're down to the last 3. Into the egg and buttermilk mixture again. And you don't want to let this sit in that flour too long, because then it will get really cakey on there and it will be a really heavily breaded wing. You don't want that. You don't want your breading too thick on it. I do hold it over the sink because you never know, it could go kaboom on me and the lid pop off and flour be all over me. It probably would be a very interesting and entertaining video there, but not today. All right, so all of the wings are coated and they're on a rack. It's coated with a piece of aluminum foil because I don't like to have to clean it. You will have a little bit of flour left on it, and if you've got some onion rings you want to do, you could do the same method with that and have some onion rings with it as well. All right, we're going to let this sit 5 minutes and then we're going to go to the fryer and we're going to cook them up. Come on back. All right, we're ready to fry. So I have peanut oil here. You might want to do it according to your manufacturer instructions, how much you need to fill it. This one is peanut oil, and right now it is at 300 degrees. We want it about 320, 325, and that just gives plenty of time for the chicken to actually cook, and gives it time for the chicken to actually cook. And we're going to add 1 onion in here, a quarter of an onion, into the oil. Now this has a twofold purpose. First of all, it's going to flavor our oil and in turn flavor our chicken. It also is great because if your oil gets just a little too hot, you put some of that onion in there and then that will bring that temperature right down. So it's good to have that onion on hand. I just have it all sliced into a whole onion sliced into quarters. So I'm going to let this sit in the oil for a little bit and bloom, the petals to bloom a little bit, and you can just leave it in there until it actually turns completely black, and then you can fish it out with your tongs. Perfect. Now I'm going to start adding some of my chicken in. You can do about 3 at a time here. I'll move that over there. Actually, let's see if we can get 1 more in there. Okay, so there's 4 pieces that are in there. We're going to cover it and let it cook for approximately 8 minutes. And then I also have my oven heated to 250 degrees. I have another tray in there outfitted with aluminum foil and a rack, and then we can just as soon as the chicken is done, we can put it into the oven. It will finish up any residual cooking that needs to be done in it and keep it nice and hot for you so you can serve it. Okay, it's been about 8 minutes and we're going to take a look at this. Isn't that pretty? Alright, all I'm going to do is transfer it to the oven right now and then get some more chicken in. And notice how this onion is. It's still pretty soft. And we'll keep it in there and continue to flavor the oil. We might even stick another one in there. In fact, yeah, let's stick another one in there. Alright, let me get this out. Bet you hear that crunch. All right, let's get some more in here. Get its little wingy inside the oil. All right, we'll cover it up. It's 8 minutes later. We'll take it out. Okay, we're getting ready to get them out of the oven. All right, here we go. Look at that. Don't you think you could have a nice New Year's party with those? They're beautiful, they're crispy. Do you hear that? And we're going to serve them alongside with what I call shinny potatoes, because a friend of ours, Shinny, he actually served these at his house for us. Oh my gosh, they were so good. So it's just a potato. They've been, I just sliced them on the mandolin, a little thicker than a potato chip. So some of them, the texture is in between a potato chip and just a cooked potato sliced. And you just fry them up with the residual oil, throw some seasoned salt on it, and it's a great accompaniment to the side of the wings there. But they're really good, and thank you, Shinny, for, did you hear that? Those were the crispy ones. And thank you for showing us those, because they are perfect with the chicken wings. Okay, everything's out of the oven. It is time to taste. All right, here we go. It's delicious. I think you'll have a great, these will be gone if you have this at your New Year's party, I promise you. And you need, for those people who like a little heat, use a little Marie Sharp's habanero sauce on it. Because as you know, I don't like nothing unless it's got a little hot sauce on it. And you can serve these with a little bit of, now these are shinny potatoes, that's what I call them. Our friend Shinny, he actually he made these when we were at his house. And they're a little thicker than a regular potato chip. So some of them have a little crunch, some of them are a little more baked potato-like, but they're so good, and they're perfect with these wings. So I hope you give this recipe a try. The recipe is down below the video. Would love it if you like. Would love it even more if you subscribe. And hit the icon bell if you want to be notified of more recipes like these. I'll be doing a lot more. So thank you and have a great day, and I'll see you next week.